Hi everyone, good morning. This is Jodol again. The project for today is the replacement of TCM, the transmission control module on Kia on Ford Focus 2015. I'm just so used to Kia that before I mention any car's name, Kia comes out of my mouth. But this is a different one. This is Ford Focus 2015. So the issue with this vehicle is the TCM. The TCM is the transmission control module, just like we have the ECM on the engine side, which is the engine control module that controls the behavior of the engine. On the transmission side, we have the TCM. Basically, they are just like the brain of these systems. So for this vehicle, I needed to replace the transmission control module because the transmission wasn't shifting good. So before I did this, to do a very good diagnostics of this, so that I don't have a wrong one, because I really do not have a lot of experience when it comes to transmissions of this kind of vehicle. So I had to take it to the dealer, and the dealer came back with the diagnosis came back with the TCM was bad, because the engine at some point when it's hot it wouldn't go on reverse, and even when it's going forward it jerks a lot, and it will, it was just not driving good. It wasn't shifting the gears good, especially the second gear and probably I think the fourth gear. So I had to get the TCM online, and the good thing about this TCM is a pre-programmed one. So all I just need was just to relearn it. The adaptive relearning was the only thing I was supposed to do. So I got it, and here I am replacing it. This is the old one you guys are seeing. The old one has about the TCM has about four 10 millimeters around it, and we have the three long ones and one short one on the corner. So I removed all of those the connectors. It has two connectors, right on the TCM itself. So I removed the first connector, and the one is on the top and the other one is on the bottom. So you have to be careful doing this so that you don't you don't break the pins and all of that. So after doing that, I removed the bolts. It has four bolts around it, three long ones and one short one, and this is me taking out the old TCM. So after taking the old TCM out, I carefully inspected it, and made sure that my removal, everything was good, and I compared it with the new one I have, making sure that they had the same, right parts. So here is me trying to like really make sure that I have the right parts, making sure the bolts are sitting on the same place and everything. So and now what I did next was so I went ahead and put some oil, a little bit on the O-rings of the TCM. And I haven't done that, you have to make sure that you clean the area that the old TCM was sitting, because you have to make sure that the area is clean and free of any debris. And I did that thoroughly with a paper towel, and after which I used lean freeze to make sure that everything is free of any form of contamination or dirt. Then I went ahead to install the new one. This is something that you have to do very carefully, because it's fragile. It has the teeth and whatever on it and bearings. So you have to make sure that you slightly, gently put it back in and make sure and ensure that it is sitting right well on where it's supposed to sit, and then you go ahead and install all the bolts back in place. And doing a job like this, you have to make sure that you have a torque wrench, because you don't want to over torque it and or under torque it. So here is me using my hand to tighten the threading, and then I went ahead to use a ratchet to bolt it down a little more. And the next thing I did was to get there is a bolt that is right under the TCM. It is better for you to access it from the bottom of the vehicle, I mean from underneath of the vehicle. It's easier that way instead of you stretching your hand like lower down from the hood. So that was the route I took to take care of that. So again, the next thing I did was to get the right torque range. You have to make sure that you know your numbers and you know the right torque to torque each of the bolts. I think for this one it was around, I'm not sure, probably 22. I wasn't really sure because I made this video a while back. So again, you have to make sure that you torque it right, the right way. Do not over torque it and do not under torque it. The service manual will have all the torque the right torque information and all of that, of course, and you can always Google it online. Online will tell you which, on their website or well anywhere online will tell you what the right torque is on this. Again, take care of your tools, return your tools as soon as you're done. This is a special tool for me. I treat it specially, so I don't really mess with it. So again, once the TCM and the bolts are in, you have to put back the connectors, the top and the bottom connectors. Make sure that when you do this, you make sure that the connectors are sitting well, because if the connection are not sitting well and well seated, you're not going to have, the vehicle is not going to start. It's not gonna connect, it's not gonna communicate. So right here I installed back all the things I removed from the area, the air hose and the air filter housing and everything. And at this point the job was already done. The only thing left for me was just to go in and relearn it. I'm going to make a video of how I relearn it. Again, I said I didn't need to take this back to the dealership to relearn because the TCM already came back programmed, and I just relearned it and I was good to go.